Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Crapgamer here, and obviously Crapgamer reviews with a special video because I am doing a solo show dedicated to the Xbox XO 2018 event, which ended a little bit ago. I took a little bit of time to sort of digest what I saw and kind of look into a little bit more of what I saw, and I have to say, it's really, really growing on me. I enjoyed the show. I thought the pacing was absolutely incredible. I thought what they did in terms of the Inside Xbox show, that's what they need to do from now on. There was a couple of slow parts. I didn't particularly enjoy the Minecraft thing, but I understand that they're going to have to do that. You know what I mean? And so I'd rather them do that at the XO event than at E3. Same thing with all the indies and the Chris Charla stuff. I think I much prefer that as something to happen at the XO event as opposed to E3. Save the bigger stuff for E3. I completely get it, and I think they did a really good job with that. Overall, I was super impressed with just what they had to show, and then I knew that they were going to do the, that they were going to do a lot of the stuff that they actually did because I mentioned it in my preview video that's what we could expect. So basically, the studios that we got, we kind of knew that was going to happen, right? I mean, that was something that was really sort of, obvious, right? I called it. I know a lot of people like to call out when I'm wrong. Be cool to be called out when I'm right. Because if you look back, even I think months ago, I said that Obsidian would be joining Microsoft Game Studios, and here we are. They did add Obsidian, which I thought was really, really cool. PUBG and Game Pass, I mean, that's pretty cool. The game's going to go to PS4 in December, but basically, if you want it and you have Game Pass, now you're going to be obviously going to be able to play it. I think that that's really cool. I think that that's something that Microsoft really had to go out and do because obviously they're sort of losing, that whole battle with Fortnite and Blackout. So they really had to do that. And, and that's cool. I don't think that game's in any danger of going anywhere. I just think that, it's one of those games where most people probably don't care about it as much anymore. So, it's cool. That'll probably give it some extra life. People can try it out. Obviously, it's free this weekend anyway. So if you haven't had a chance to try it, you can download it if you're a gold subscriber and give it a chance. Try it out, see what you think. Definitely worth it, in my opinion. I have quite a long amount of days, I think 6 or 7 days into that game. So, yeah, it's definitely something that is worthwhile if you're into those type of games. One of the better ones. I still like it much better than Fortnite, to be honest with you. So I thought that was pretty cool. Y9 Power says, I give it a C-. The Cats and Pandas was... I did get happy about the Obsidian announcement. Yeah, like I said, the Minecraft stuff was kind of lame. It is what it is. They've got to... Here's the thing, and I made this tweet prior to the show. We have to remember that there's more to being there's more Xbox fans than, say, me, you, the hardcore. They're trying to cater towards everybody, and just because something comes out that they show doesn't appeal to me or you, doesn't make it bad, doesn't make the show bad. It just means that they're appealing to someone else, and that's basically what the Minecraft thing is. I don't care about Minecraft, but I know there's millions of people that do, so that's where that announcement sort of makes sense, and I get that. I don't really care about Minecraft, but hey, that was cool. One other thing that they really had to get on the ball with was Crackdown 3. So everybody was worrying about Crackdown 3. We get a release date, February 15th. It's got the full-on 100% destructible environments with the multiplayer with Azure. You got the Wrecking Zone. It's going to be day and date with Game Pass. I thought that was really cool. They showed off some of the multiplayer. People were saying, hey, the multiplayer, we need to see it. We need to see it. We need to see it. And now we actually got to see it. So I think that's really cool. I thought it looked fantastic, right? This obviously looks much better than what we've seen before. And I think that, that's what Microsoft needed to show off. They kind of reintroduced the game and they got people hype about it. They really showed off a fantastic multiplayer game. And I thought that they just did such a fantastic job with that. I was really impressed with what I saw from it. So, it's not the whole city anymore, but obviously to get that to work with the 100% destruction. I mean, which one would you rather have? Because there was either going to have to give you like the tower versus tower stuff where only the towers were destructible, or they had to shrink it down to the arena. So the fact that it's still 100% destructible, I think is pretty cool. And, a couple different maps to choose from and things like that. I think that's pretty cool. And that's the way that they have to go about it, to be honest with you. So, yeah, you can download Crackdown right now. I do believe that we're probably going to have a demo, or we're probably going to have, one of those betas or something like that. But I do think that that's going to be cool. Graphics definitely upgraded. Outside of that, I think that what they're doing with the multiplayer, I've never seen anything else like that. So I'm definitely interested in trying it out and seeing exactly what they can do to actually to do that. Like, so we saw what was interesting was, unbeknownst to us, a lot of these outlets, Eurogamers and Windows Central, had access to this game, and they're playing it, and they're saying it works just like it's supposed to. So that's really cool. People can say, well, it's downgraded because the map size is smaller. Okay, but what if it's still amazing, which all these outlets that are previewing it right now say it's absolutely amazing. So I think that's awesome. I think Microsoft really did what they had to do there, and I think that they've really kind of proven a lot of people wrong. And not only that, but they're taking some risks with that multiplayer, because the wrecking zone is stuff that hasn't really been done before with that level of destruction. And I think Microsoft is really kind of just really going that extra mile for the fans. Like, I remember thinking the whole time, now that's something cool, you know what I mean? That's taking a risk with the multiplayer. That's really coming out. And I know people like to make fun of it because it's been in development for a while. But at the end of the day, Sony's not even offering anything in the multiplayer realm, let alone something on that level. So you got to applaud Microsoft for really, taking that extra mile and giving it that little oomph to try to get people excited. And that's exactly what they did. They really got people excited. People were talking about it and happy about Crackdown for the first time in a long time. That's what I've noticed, is that, people are super excited about that game. It got people hyped. It has people talking about it. I think that's what's key. You have people, for the first time in years, excited about Crackdown, and that's exactly what they needed to do. And, they talked about it and they showed it off in a good way. And I thought that the graphics were improved tremendously. And the fact that they actually moved up the release date, I thought that was pretty cool too. And everybody wanted to see it. So I don't get why people are upset. Like, the people that I believe that are really the most upset are like the dudes that aren't even Xbox fans. First of all, it's just the people that that were hoping to see something that they didn't like so that they could talk about it. Right. Mainly because Sony doesn't have anything to talk about. I don't think Sony did. There's no PSX this year. There's no, I don't think they did a Paris Games Week show. Did they? Nope. So it's basically, they saw you at E3 for those 4 games, and they'll see you next E3, and that's all you get. Microsoft is out here, doing their thing, getting people excited. That crowd was so into that. I enjoyed seeing it. That made it much more enjoyable, in my opinion, just how happy and excited the crowd was to be around that Xbox stuff. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that what they were able to kind of showcase was good. I actually like the pacing. Like, those Inside Xboxes shows tend to really have a slow pacing or a weird pacing. I thought what they really did was a fantastic job at pacing. I didn't mind the host as much this time. I thought, because the crowd played off them really well, I thought that was really cool. And just overall, I think they did a really good job. I think that Microsoft has what's likely to be a hit on their hands here. And, if this thing really ends up panning out the way that they hope it does, I think that that's going to be good for the franchise, and that's good for gaming. You want something like that. So I think that's really cool. And, to be getting that at the beginning of next year, I think is cool too, because it's a year when we have, quite a few games lined up, including Gears of War, and obviously Battletoads and Ori 2. I think that there's a lot of different things that could be in there, and to be part of that year, it makes it into a solid year. What was a good year turns it into a damn good year, and I really like that. I think that's really cool. And the whole Game Pass stuff I thought was pretty cool too. Hey, hit that like button if you guys wouldn't mind, because that would be much appreciated. Really do appreciate it. So if you guys didn't know, Crackdown 3, February 15th, fully destructible multiplayer, Wrecking Zone 5v5, looks absolutely incredible. They announced it, the adaptive controller, which is that fantastic new device that allows people with disabilities and things to play video games that maybe wouldn't be able to. That's going to be launching in 17 different territories next year. I really like that, that they're able to sort of get that out there. I think that's something that's spectacular and great for gaming. One of the things that I thought was really, really cool was Phil Spencer when he said Xbox Game Pass has millions of users, right? So I was like, holy cow, like Phil Spencer never talks numbers. And then for him to go out there and go, hey, we've got millions of users on here. I thought that was absolutely fantastic, right? Because they usually never talk numbers. And the thing is, no matter how people try to, really downplay the use of Game Pass, everybody's trial, like 30-day trial is likely up. It was probably up way before Forza Horizon 4, and you only get one. If you're a new member, that's the only way you can use it. If you've already used it, then you have to actually buy into it, which means they've have millions of paying subscribers for Game Pass already, which is far and above what I would have thought it would. I thought that would never even break 1 million subscribers, let alone millions. So that was sort of a heck of a thing that they really kind of, I didn't really expect that at all. They said millions, which is more than one. And like I said, Phil doesn't usually talk numbers. So that was really cool. And I thought that was something that was, very interesting and unexpected from Phil, because Phil's usually not that kind of blunt and upfront with that kind of stuff. So for him to come out and go, hey, yeah, we've got millions of Game Pass subscribers. Wow. I thought that was really a heck of a thing. And they really kind of put an emphasis on the whole Game Pass thing too, which I thought was cool because, everybody always kind of wondering how it's doing. You have these, like super data, right? You have these sites running with these guesstimates and they're wrong, right? So you have people trying to guess Xbox sales. They're wrong. You have people trying to guess Xbox subscriber numbers and they're wrong. And, to have Phil come out and basically prove that with this announcement, I think that's huge. And I think that it goes a long way in giving faith into the brand and seeing why you're like, why are they buying so many studios? Why are they doing this? How can they be making money? Well, obviously they're making a ton of money, or else they wouldn't be doing it. This goes to show why, because they have so many, people subscribe to their services. And I think that's incredible. And quite honestly, a bit unexpected. I honestly didn't expect it to be that high, to be completely on the level with you guys. Yeah. So very cool stuff. And, they also announced that Hellblade's going to release December 17th, which I think is pretty cool, into Game Pass, getting more and more games in there. That's not my type of game, but I still think it's a cool game to, put into Game Pass and let people try out. It is one of the best looking games you'll play. I can guarantee you that. If you have, if you actually had a Xbox One X and play that, holy cow, absolutely fantastic stuff. I thought that would have been really cool. Overall, it's going to be hard to please. Like, I see some of the guys in the chat, man, like you guys wouldn't have been pleased no matter what they show. But go watch the PlayStation experience and then let me know how that was. But there is no PlayStation experience, so that would be my point. Sony's not even giving you guys anything, and you guys are here kind of ragging on what Xbox is doing. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. Elemental Pino says, it took time, but looks like the service offerings have changed your mind on Game Pass from being it never was. I don't use Game Pass, dude. Like, I have it until the beginning of next year, but it's not something that I use, but I still see the value in it. See, I can see the value in something and not use it. And yeah, speaking of PSX, yeah, 2017 PSX was an embarrassment, but Sony fans damage controlled that and acted like it was amazing, right? So that's always the funny part to me. But anyway, so yeah, yeah, when it comes to Game Pass, I don't particularly use because I buy my games, right? So that's what for me personally, I'll always continue to just buy my games and support my games that way. But when it comes to some of these other things, I just I can see the value. Like I think Game Pass would be perfect for somebody switching back from PlayStation to Xbox because you have an instant library of games to play. You've got all the top games that Microsoft has to offer exclusively, which is why somebody would buy an Xbox to begin with. Because let's say you're switching from PlayStation 4 to Xbox One X, and you're going to keep your PlayStation 4 for exclusive, but you want the X because you want to play the multiplats best and you want to try out those Xbox exclusives. Well, you're going to get them all in Game Pass. You don't have to pay anything extra out of pocket. You don't have to pay $60 a piece or whatever, just for that $10. You're going to be able to play the Halo, the Gears, the Forzas, Killer. You're going to be able to play all that stuff. And I thought that was really cool. So I see the value in that. Is it something I use? No, I definitely don't see myself using that in the future. Like I said, I buy my stuff. I pre-ordered Crackdown 3. So yeah, that's going to be something, I don't recall talking about indies, guy, you know what I mean? I haven't talked about indies in a long time. There's only been a handful of indie games that I've liked this entire generation, and I still stick by that. So yeah. Let's see. Who hyped for all that Microsoft has to offer? Honestly, I'm not sure what that question means, dude. So yeah. I mean, it was an inside Xbox, it was their biggest inside Xbox, so I thought that was really cool. Yeah, the Crackdown 3 cloud stuff, that's only the online, not the single player. The single player is completely different than that. Hey, hit that like button if you guys wouldn't mind. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, so I really enjoyed what they were able to do in terms of that. If you look at what the most interesting thing that Phil Spencer said, he said when he was talking about Ninja Theory, he said he's looking forward to what Ninja Theory has to announce next year. Nobody seemed to have caught that, right? He said, really looking forward to it. Looking forward to what they have to announce next year. And I thought that was something that he snuck in and nobody's talking about it. So I think that's really cool. And I think that's really, really something special to kind of look forward to. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy what they have to show off next year. I thought that was really cool. And I got to say, man, Phil's a sly guy when it comes to that kind of stuff. He manages to get this stuff in there. And and I think that a lot of people kind of miss it, but I'm kind of right there. I'm always there to kind of catch this kind of stuff, and that's what's really cool about it. Let me see, what do we got here? The Final Fantasy stuff, all the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy going backwards compat next week, which I thought was a cool thing. I like that Microsoft is getting more and more support for this stuff. They've got to really kind of appeal to that wider audience, and I think that this is something that really helps them along the way. Obviously a lot of people like those games and are going to play them and look forward to playing them. And so I think that that's really a cool thing to kind of get out there for the people. They also did the Civilization Rev gets Xbox One X enhanced. So that's 4K now on the Xbox One X, which was a really good game. If you guys have, they gave it away on games with gold before. So that was really cool. The Game Pass stuff I thought was cool the way that they did that, because they've got 18 games going there. Ori 1, Ori and the Blind Forest 1, which is a fantastic game, is in there. And then obviously part 2, they announced that that's going to be in there as well, which I thought that was really cool because, that's one of those games where the first one was critically acclaimed. The second one looks to be even better than that. And so obviously people are going to be pretty excited about that, and with good reason. I think that that's really something fantastic. Let's see. You know what? I've got to say, man, some of you guys are well-known PlayStation guys, and you're here complaining about what Xbox is doing. I just don't get it. This was an inside Xbox. They had more announcements than they've ever had on an inside Xbox. They showed off. They did what they had to do with Crackdown 3. They got people hyped for that again. They got a release date for it. They showed the multiplayer, all things people were asking for, right? I mean, yeah, that's exactly what they were doing. Yeah, insane. Aren't you the guy who Tim Dog on Twitter was like, here's this dude selling his Xbox One X. Here he is buying it back. Here he is selling it. Like, I mean, that's your thing to do if you want, but I'm just saying that's kind of foolish. That's like the Newfonomics right there, man, selling stuff and then buying it back. I'm not a big PlayStation guy, but I still got my original PS4 and my Pro. You know what I mean? It just don't really make sense to kind of get rid of that stuff and do it. The Sea of Thieves expansion pass called Arena, which looks like a faster paced kind of PvP. I thought that looked pretty cool coming out in 2019. That game looks totally different now than when it came out. So even if you didn't like it at the start, I would suggest trying it out, man. That game looks like it's getting better and better, and they're adding more and more content, which I think is really, really cool. Just super impressed with what they've been able to do, because they've had to put up with a lot of stuff, if you think about it, right? Like, everybody hated on that game for the longest time. You had people just basically, just hate on that game nonstop. And now what we see is that people, just give it a try. If you haven't played it, give it a try. I think that it's one of the most unique multiplayer games you'll ever play. And even though it's not for everybody, I still think that it's something that a lot of people can get some enjoyment out of. And I think that that's what they were probably going for with that. And so I think that that's really cool. And they continue to add content to it. So would they say over 5 million users on there, over 5 million, something like that. So I think that's incredible. And I think that, that just goes to show you that they've been doing the right things. They've been listening to the feedback and kind of, doing the right things with that game. And that's what it's all about. You have to pay attention to what the fans want. And it seems like that's what they're doing, man. And I got to say, it looks good. I know some people like to make fun of Sea of Thieves or whatever, and that's cool. But, some people do like it, just like some people like, weird PlayStation games. It's just like there's an audience out there for just about any kind of game. And, props to them for kind of, continue to support the game and do that kind of stuff. They also did the State of Decay 2 stuff, over 4 million active players, which means those aren't people that just turned on the game and turned it off. That means that people are actually, playing it. Yeah, Jay Blaze says Xbox hate. Go watch PSX. Oh, wait, not this year. Yeah, we're going to, like, Sony dudes got to wait from E3 to E3, and their E3 was only 4 games. So that's a long, dry wait, my friends. And their only confirmed games to come out next year are Dreams and Days Gone. So, yeah, I can understand why they're a little bit angry. So, hey, dude, I get that not everybody Xbox fan liked the show, and that's fine. They're completely entitled to not like the show or like the show. It doesn't really matter. I just think that it was it was the best inside Xbox that they've done. And just the fact that they're continuing to add value to what they're doing and giving people the most amount of options as gamers. And anybody who thought that they were getting out of the console business, you just have to look at them continuing to they're continuing to actually go about getting these studios and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. Very impressed with that. Just completely impressed with being able to do that. And I think that's phenomenal. I totally called them getting Obsidian months ago. The other one in Excel was a bit of a surprise, because I thought it was going to be something else. But still, at the end of the day, that's a fantastic bit of news. Just happy to see that they're still going out there supporting developers and buying studios and stuff. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. They did the Forza Horizon 4 expansion. Is going to be the biggest one. I thought that was fantastic. It's going to come out December 13th. Fortune Island, really something special in my opinion. I thought that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed what they showed right there, because Forza Horizon 4 is probably one of the best games to come out this year, and definitely deserves all the praise that it's gotten and the good scores and things like that. So nice to finally kind of see that everything's kind of coming together from Microsoft. They announced it, all their bundles and stuff like that they're going to be doing for the holidays, which I thought was pretty cool. You kind of expect there to be a lot of people to bite on that $399 Xbox One X bundle. At the end of the day, like, we see Sony's got bundles too, but the Pro is still $399. And then when you have a Pro $399 and an Xbox One X at $399, I think it's pretty obvious which one is going to draw the most interest there. and as it should, as it should. Microsoft has done a good job kind of getting that. Jay Blaze says Kingdom Hearts 3 crispy smooth on the X. Oh yeah, bro. That's going to have a couple of different ways. It's going to be you're going to be 60 frames, or you're going to be able to do the 4K 30. So I think that's pretty cool, and I like a lot what Microsoft is doing. They're giving developers the options to kind of do this stuff, and they're really going out of their way to kind of go that extra mile, and that's really what it comes down to. And Microsoft has done a good job of kind of doing that. I was impressed. I didn't think they were going to win over everybody, because this is what happens. This is what happens not just in the YouTube world, but in the world in general. People will wait to see what other people think, and they wait to see what people who think like them think, right? So I didn't listen to any reaction videos or anything like that on this show. I sunk it in myself. I decided to sit back and think about what I thought about the show as a fan, the points that I thought were good, the points that I thought weren't good, and kind of come together with this idea that it was a solid show. Do I think it was an amazing show or better than E3 or anything like that? No. Do I think that an announcement of one new game would have made it a megaton or a huge show? Absolutely. But it didn't need that to be a good show. It was a good show regardless. And just the way that they've kind of paid attention to what the fans have asked, and the feedback, I think, shows that. They're listening to what fans want, and they're the only one. Like, if you look at what Sony's doing right now, nothing against them, but they're the quietest of all the console companies right now. Like, they're not talking about anything, and part of that reason why is because they showed off all their games years ago, and now there's nothing really left to show, because they've already talked about these years in advance, and that's where Microsoft has the edge, because people want to see what these studios are working on. I still find it kind of unbelievable that people are like, where's the games? And it's like, well, they just got new studios, and what do you think these studios are going to be working on? They're going to be obviously working on games. And so I think that's something that once we start seeing their games that they're working on be announced and come out and start to show up at these events, then I think people are going to kind of come around and realize that there's not really any reason left to hate on Xbox, to be honest with you. Dude, the Xbox One X, there's no way that thing could be 350, dude. I'm sorry. There's just too much tech in there. If the PS4 Pro isn't 350, there's no way that the Xbox One X is 350. So, I just don't think that is, it's going to be, it's just not really there. Ninja Theory's game. Didn't you hear Phil Spencer? Dude, he said that they're going to announce their game next year. So, I mean, we got that to look forward to. 6 months Game Pass for $30. Oh, that's on the Xbox Live Store, dude. So, yeah. That's where you guys should find that. Yeah, it's not like in an actual place. It's actually on the Oh, of course Sony are quiet. They already have 3 amazing games waiting next year to end this generation. Oh, is that why they have release dates on those games, right? Or is that why they only have releases on 2, which is Dreams and Days Gone? So those other games might not come out next year, guy. So yeah, interesting stuff. I'm not sure who here really thought they were going to announce a bunch of bangers. To be honest with you, they weren't going to do that. So they were going to announce. So they said all week what they were going to show off, which was State of Decay 2 news, Sea of Thieves news, Forza Horizon 4 expansion news. They were going to show off Tomb Raider. They were going to show off Minecraft. They were going to show off that stuff. There was no Persona, dude. But Paul, I was wrong on the Persona for this particular thing, but that doesn't mean it'll never come to Xbox. But was I not right on the studio that they were going to pick up? Like, here's the thing, guys. If you're an Xbox fan, stick to the Xbox fans. You know what I mean? I just think that a lot of the Xbox fans go to these non-Xbox people to get for validation on their opinion. If they're not an Xbox fan, they're not going to sit there and validate anything Xbox. They're not getting the clicks. They're not getting the people aren't going to go to them to hear them talk good about Xbox. Xbox hate is big business, So, I think that that's fine. Baby D613, Microsoft has releases for the games. We have games that are scheduled to come out next year, right? I think that that's the big difference. I don't know what Sony has. They've only confirmed Days Gone and Dreams for coming out next year. So I think that's a little bit of an issue. What I think about Crackdown now, I think Crackdown looks amazing. I think Crackdown looks absolutely stunning. I think it just went up the list for a lot of people. And at the very least, people are going to try they're going to try it in Game Pass at the very least. If the multiplayer is as good as it looks, that's going to be a very big game next year. And I'm very excited to see exactly what they have to show. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping against hope that they actually do a multiplayer beta, because I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would really show off what that Azure can do. So I think that'd be cool. Hey, Pats, you say Crackdown looks mediocre, but what's your thoughts on the game Dreams or Knack 2? Or you know what I mean? Like, I would love to get, like, do you care that Sony doesn't do multiplayer games? Like, I see you guys are like some of you Sony guys are really in there on Microsoft's games, but how about you guys demand Sony make, a multiplayer game? You guys pay for online, right? So yeah, I think that just makes sense, Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly, man. Go go back to Dream Daddy. Yeah, that's one of those games, man. Like, I think Crackdown 3, a lot of people thought that was going to be like a dumpster fire, and now that they see it, that they realize that it's looking much, much better. And I think that's what it's all about. The game is it looks great. It looks much better than I thought it would look. I thought it would be a dumpster fire. I was like, man, this game's been delayed, and who's really going to be excited about it now? It's been in development for so long, and then you see that, hey, it actually does look fantastic. So yeah, I absolutely thought it looks amazing. This is something that we've all wanted to see. Most of all, what I was most looking forward to seeing at this particular show was the announcement of any studios they might have acquired. And I wanted to see Crackdown 3 multiplayer and possibly get a release date. Sure, I would have liked to seen one thing, but Phil Spencer pretty much all but confirmed that by saying that Ninja Theory is going to announce something next year. So we got that too. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something incredible. I would have liked to seen some Gears as well, but that's basically, you can't always get what you want, And so, but I think they did a good job with just getting something out there to get fans hyped. And like I said, that crowd was really into it. So I'm really excited for what the future holds for Xbox, and I can see why people are slowly starting to come around. You wouldn't be wrong to want to get an Xbox One X at this point. They're doing a good job. And I gotta say, I'm proud to be an Xbox fan, or you can consider me a fanboy. I don't really care. I'm not one of those fanboys that won't play on anything else though, but I do prefer Xbox because obviously they're doing exactly more or less the type of things that I want. So, yeah, I mean, I'm curious to hear what some of you guys think. Oh, they acquire. Oh, let me see. Let me answer this real quick. Sir X-Man says, crap, just got here. What do you think of the commercials, and should they be on TV? I like the commercials that they were doing. I think they should be on TV, on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. I think that that's definitely something that should be there. Let's see. Paul says, I love Xbox, but why was Phil there? Dude, it was Xbox XO. It's a big fan event. Like, he meets the fans and stuff like that. That was a really good thing that they did. Azure is amazing technology. I agree. Let's see. Hey, LG Nemesis, calling crap a fanboy while fanboying yourself. I mean, dude, that's what it's all about, man. I can admit it. You know what I mean? I'm a fanboy, whatever. It's fine. But I think that's the big difference between me and some of these people is they'll never admit. I've called out Microsoft multiple times, right? And I've always said, hey, if you're a PlayStation dude and you want to come on my show, that's fine. But first admit that there's something wrong with Sony on something, anything. And nobody has. Nobody has really called out Sony for anything. And so that's the big difference, where I'll sit there and call out Microsoft all the time. free-to-play games on Xbox Live should be free-to-play online, just like everywhere else. I've said that a million times. You know, Microsoft should definitely, pay a little bit more attention to what the Xbox faithful want. And it seems like they focus a little bit too much on like the PC and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Microsoft is doing a lot more than what some of these other companies are doing, which I think is really cool. Let's see. But it didn't say Crackdown 3 was coming February. Yeah, February 15th, Crackdown 3. So yeah, that's definitely coming February 15th. Yeah. Let me see. Anything else? What did you guys think? I mean, were you guys excited about? I mean, they pretty much tipped their hat to having studio announcements at the end of the show. What did you guys think? I mean, were you guys surprised by that? I mean, they got a couple more really good developers, which I thought was really cool. Let's see. Crackdown. No, Crackdown 3 is basically done. They're just now I don't know when Ashen is coming out. Like supposedly it was gonna be, this year. Any PUBG news? PUBG's going in Game Pass. Yes, PUBG is going in Game Pass, folks. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly when. I think it's going in a couple days or something, right? I think that's pretty cool. I kind of unexpected, or maybe some people expected it. I don't know. I didn't really expect it. I thought that it'd be one of those things where, we didn't really get any kind of big news from it, because I know for a fact that it's most likely going to PlayStation as well. So to see it kind of come along to to where it is right now, I thought is pretty cool. I was really happy with the announcement. More people will try it out. It's not a bad game. They're also going for 60 frames. They put in their blog as well. I think if you have an Xbox One X, they're going to be going for 60 frames. I think that's really cool. No Ashen. Hey man, I wish that they would have an Ashen release as well. AJ Felton says Xbox may go from shooter box to role playing box. Hey, AJ, that's at least something that people can kind of hang their hats on. Everybody assumes that Microsoft was really going to be, one of those shooter box things or whatever. They weren't going to do any single player stuff. Now they've got multiple studios that are doing single player stuff. I don't know if Crackdown 3 is going to have a deluxe edition or not. I'm sure there will be. There still may be some news tomorrow to look forward to. I agree. Power, they have no games. Haha. Spider-Man. Let me see. How often do they rotate the games? Xbox exclusives stay in there forever, but they rotate some games out every month. But it's not a whole bunch of games. They rotate maybe 4, 5, or 6 games out and then put another 4, 5, 6 in there. So Mojo Blue says Ashen and Below coming in December, announced at the Game Award show. They did say that they had some more stuff from Game Award show. So let's see. Matt Booty said clearly that their new acquisitions have games in development coming soon, so it's not like a 3-year drought. There hasn't been a 3-year drought anyway, guys. We had games. We had about an 18-month drought. Then we finished up with, we have Forza Horizon 4. We'll have Ashen and Below. We'll have Crackdown 3 to start the year. We'll have Battletoads, Ori 2, Gears 5 next year. Those are quality games. Anyway, who right now doesn't have Red Dead 2 or Call of Duty, or isn't getting Battlefield or Assassin's Creed? Like, there's so much to play right now. It's insane. I think that's what, we're really going to be look forward to play. It's not even a fanboy thing, to be honest with you. It's like next year looks really good for Xbox. In fact, and I'm going to say this so, you guys get your tape recorders ready. Next year looks better for Xbox than it does PlayStation, because the games that are announced to coming out in 2019 for Xbox are better than the PlayStation one. PlayStation has Days Gone and Dreams as their only ones confirmed for 2019. So, that's a bit of a, weird situation there, because everybody talks so much stuff about exclusives, and next year's exclusives don't look great for Sony. So, especially when Microsoft has a Gears in the works. Everybody knows I'm a huge Gears fan, so I'm really excited about that. PS5 in 2019, not likely. Shenmue 3. Come on, dude. Nobody's playing Shenmue. Nobody's playing Shenmue, bro. Yeah, Red Dead on that Pro. Get those glasses. Yeah, man. I'm happy that I got the Xbox One X version, man. I got to be honest. You know, I've never been happier as a gamer than with that. So, let's see. What do we got here? Sony can still announce at the Game Awards. Maybe. I mean, I don't think they're. Here's the thing. If they do, cool. Like the stuff that they have left isn't really an interest of me, but I realized that I'm not. Do I still think Turtle Rock is in the works? I think it could be. I think that Microsoft isn't done getting studios, because if you look at what they're trying to do with Game Pass and stuff, you've really got to have a lot of studios ready to go, coming out with games every couple of years or so, you know? So I think that that's really, really, you know, what people are looking for. Mad Jack, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. Sony's being quiet. Does that mean Sony is not doing anything? I believe Sony has announced all the announces they have. So I think that's really, you know, that what else can they talk about? They've already, they talked about all the games years in advance. Crap, did they show keyboard and mouse games, or did I miss it? Yeah, they announced, I think, 14 of them, including Fortnite, that are going to be, that are going to be using it. Tim, he says, I bet Last of Us 2 gets delayed to 2020. Wouldn't technically be a delay because they've never put a year down for that game. So if they say, hey, it's coming out in 2020, that's not really a delay. Now, if they said, hey, it's coming out in 2019 and then it gets pushed, that would be a delay. But since there's been no release year, then yeah. So, hey, I'm downloading Battlefield 5 right now, Sir X-Man. I'm downloading it right now. Hey, Insane, I get that Sony won, quote unquote, this generation. But at the same time, do you not understand what Microsoft is doing to set themselves up to be in a better position next generation? Iceman says, Crapgamer, do you think Xbox held some stuff for the Game Awards? I think they held very small stuff. Very small stuff. Scott K says, Crap, you finally got a prediction right with Obsidian Studios. That wasn't really so much a prediction. I was told that they were buying Obsidian Studios. So, I mean, that's, you know, that's pretty cool. You know, the Final Fantasy backwards compatibility games. How's nobody excited? I don't know, man. Like, I think that's cool. I like any type of games that you can get backwards compatible, whatever. I think that's cool. You really think Xbox is going to win next gen? Why wouldn't I? You don't think that Microsoft has a really good shot at doing that? They're going to have the most powerful console again. They're going to have Game Pass, so you're not even going to have to buy their exclusives. I think that that's going to be very, very appealing to people. They have Play Anywhere, EA Access, xCloud. They're going to have a lot of different stuff to offer. So I think that realistically, they're all their new studios. They've got a wide variety of studios. I think, you know, dude, Mad Jack, PlayStation Now isn't going to be shifting on Game Pass because they're not offering their exclusives day and date. You know? Oh, you're saying, oh, you're going off of those fake numbers that that company came up with, huh? Didn't you hear that Phil Spencer said millions of people are subscribed to Game Pass right now, which totally blows that fake super data numbers away. Just totally just made those irrelevant. So, yeah, not happening, bro. No, Microsoft doesn't need to buy stuff like Tomb Raider. The main reason why they don't need to buy that is because they have their own stuff they're working on. Yeah, Phil did say that they're committed to having the most powerful console yet again. Creep. Yes, I do think Xbox will, especially in the if you mean worldwide, I don't know, but I think Xbox will take North America next gen, and depending on what they do with forward compatibility, they might be counting Xbox One X's towards those. I don't know. It depends on what they allow to play the next gen games. If the X can play the stuff that Scarlet can play, but maybe a little bit lesser version, I don't see why not. You know, I think Microsoft is primed to really come out swinging. People are starting to notice, man. They've got a lot of talented studios, man. They're doing a lot of cool stuff. You know, I don't see why people are so like opposed to the idea that Microsoft is doing good things right now, right? Like they're clearly doing really good things. Honestly, they are. They're doing so many good things. It's unbelievable. Like, people just give them their props, man. Like, Sony did a good job with the fear mongering at the beginning of this generation, making people think that Microsoft was trying to take your rights as gamers and all this stuff. They put themselves in a good spot. And now Microsoft is, slowly but surely kind of, getting their bearings back, and they're kind of doing their own thing again. And I think that's really cool. That's the way that they've been able to come back is really something of a beautiful thing if you think about it, right? Because most companies probably would have went out of business, man. Honestly, they probably would have. So I give Microsoft props for being able to even stay in this for as long as they have. How long? The XO conference was about 2 hours. Dude, Mad Jack, you need to stop believing that those fake numbers, man. That's like completely invented stuff, man. 36 million. Go check out Super Data, right? They don't have legit numbers. They're like VG charts. You say Xbox reputation damage at the start of this generation won't recover. I disagree. I think they've actually recovered quite nicely. When you look at the media, you got people like Destin Legary and Brian Altano switching to Xbox One X to play games. I think that says all you need to say. So, Mad Jack, that's exactly the point, man. Microsoft doesn't tell you, which I think is pretty cool. Keep the people guessing. As far as we've seen, they're actually doing well. They're making more money than they ever have before. They're committed to making the most powerful hardware each and every generation. They're buying studios to give us exclusives. What more can you ask for, to be honest with you? Who's going to win the holiday? I don't know, but I had heard that Xbox One X sold extremely well, thanks to Red Dead Redemption 2. So, Crap, do you agree that PlayStation has a way bigger fan base than Xbox? I don't know. I mean, seems to me like last gen, a lot of people had Xbox 360s, especially in North America, where Xbox won by over 20 million. I mean, it just really kind of depends. I think, look, here's the thing you guys got to understand. Microsoft has positioned themselves to launch a new console with games, right? Sony, they're releasing their big bangers on the PS4. Microsoft, I mean, they're going to have games for the Xbox One X, but I think they're going about their kind of generations differently. But honestly, they're going to launch the Scarlet probably with Halo, with the Forza, with a new Ninja Theory game, with the Fable, with, probably another new IP. Sony is going to launch with what? I mean, Sony traditionally struggles at the launch of every console cycle. So it's going to look better and better to people. There's not going to be any DRM nonsense. They're going to prevent people from buying an Xbox this time. People are going to see Game Pass as a good thing. They're going to see Play Anywhere as a good thing. Do I really think PS5 will come out with no games? I think it'll have lackluster games, or it'll come out with games that are on PS4 that are like remastered or something along those lines. So, no, dude, there's no wait for next gen, man. Enjoy the X right now, man. It's got amazing games. Next year is going to be a heck of a lineup for Xbox fans, man. Kicking off with that Crackdown 3. We've got Gears 5 next year. We've got Battletoads. We've got Ori 2. We got a ton of games, man. Let's see. 100 million already invested in the PlayStation ecosystem. Oh, but wasn't there just about that much in the Xbox 360 ecosystem last gen, bro? And what happened there? I think that gamers are smart. They're going to want to go where games played best and the company that has the actual games. So I think that's important too. A sarcastic night. Yeah, don't forget Cats and Pandas. I guess we could also not forget about Medieval, huh? Or Dream Daddy, right? I mean, or do we only make fun of the Xbox games here? Yeah, they mentioned keyboard and mouse support, 14 games or something like that supporting it. So I think that, including Fortnite or whatever. But I guess the way that works is if you have a keyboard and mouse hooked up, you can only play against other keyboard and mouse people. Oh, yeah. Oh, so now Sony has a lot of people are salty because Microsoft has more studios, huh? I gotcha. Like I guess I would be too, man. Microsoft went on a spending spree, man. Not only did they buy a bunch of studios, but you have Playground who have 2 studios now. Supposedly Rare is working on something new as well. You have Ninja Theory working on multiple projects. There's a lot of stuff going on right now for Microsoft, so I do really think that they've got a lot of cool stuff going on. Um, let's see here. Developers want to put their games in the most powerful console. That's 100% right. That's 100% right. Dude, PSX had no type of announcements last year. They sat there on the couch with the crowd that was quiet, and they realistically it was nothing, man. And PlayStation dudes defended it and said it was amazing. If I had to grade Inside X, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I would have liked to seen one more announce. Actually, I do think Sony's done purchasing studios. Sony's not going to get any more. They're done. um, Xbox gamers are forward compatible. Yeah, so that's true. Um, dude, Kenny, you're kind of obsessed with NPDs, where those are like an old school measurement, right? Like the Xbox One X is outselling the PS4 Pro and has started to outsell the S. So, I mean, it's obvious that people are kind of getting into it, but you have to remember this is the first time we've had a mid-gen upgrade like this. So we really have to see exactly how this goes into next generation. If Microsoft launches with a more powerful console with more games, with Game Pass, Play Anywhere, all these type of things, then I don't see why people wouldn't pick Xbox over PlayStation. I mean, most people will end up with both anyway, but I would assume that, you know, people will definitely just really get into the Xbox. Let's see. What else we got? They feel that their studio lineup is fine. Yeah, I mean, why would Sony need to do anything, man? They got those basically all their studios get the same kind of note. Hey, do an over the shoulder third person semi open world game, and maybe put some zombies in it. It can't be really that hard. NPD and Metacritic say what I like best. I ain't saying that. Yeah, like I said, 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I don't think it was like the most amazing thing ever, but the studio announcements at the end were, pretty cool because the salt levels were extremely high. I think that I just you can just tell, you know what I mean? People get angry when Microsoft buys new studios, and that's basically what happened right there, So, yeah, but at the same time, they have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of things to prove. To me, if you were to ask me, hey, which studios are you most looking forward to seeing? I want to see what Ninja Theory does with their new IP. I want to see what the Initiative's doing, and I want to see Playground Games Fable. So, what studio do I want Microsoft to buy? I don't know. I would like to see them pick up at least 3 more. Remedy, and maybe 2 smaller ones. So, yeah, I would definitely like to see him pick up a couple, at least a couple more. There was rumors of Turtle Rock Studios, which still might be a thing. Yeah, so I would just like to see him pick up a couple more. Let's see. Any other questions? I'd be happy to. Yeah, Turtle Rock Studios. No. I didn't like Hellblade. I was not a fan of Hellblade. I thought it looked good, but looking puzzles are not my things. Insane XXL, all these studios, but no games. Let me ask you something, guy, because this is a common thing that I see PlayStation guys say. What do you think these studios are working on, my friend? Like, do you think they're just sitting around playing dominoes with each other? Or do you think they're working on video games? If you answered video games, you're right. That's what they're working on, video games. So, yeah. Yeah, they're not just sitting around, guys. Let's see. Of course, Crackdown looks fun, Von Lamont. That game looks amazing. What other game offers full-on destructible environments? Dude, Insane XXL. There's no we'll see. What do you think these studios are doing, guy? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand the thinking here. What do you think they're doing? Honestly, honestly, what do you think they're doing? They're making games. Of course, they're making games. They're hiring 600 plus more people for their studios. And Crackdown 3 looks amazing, man. Everybody's going to be playing it and talking about it. It's going to do really well. It's going to score much better than I initially thought it would score. Crap, what was that Metro thing? It said Xbox is Metro's not exclusive. It's probably I don't know what the deal is, but there's nothing exclusive about that game. Let's see. Just Cause better than Crackdown. I wouldn't say that, man. Just Cause tends to run really poorly, so Crackdown 3 is going to be a blast. Oh, it's going to be a blast for sure, man. Oh, I'm excited for it, you know. Sleepy Goblin. I had heard a rumor about that, but again, I guess they can't really buy everybody. You know, well, Insane. Good games is relative, right? I mean, your type of good game and my type of good game and somebody else's type of good game, that's all different. You know, you might like something else. I might like something else. Do you think Crackdown 2 will be free anytime soon? I think they're trying to distance themselves from Crackdown 2, man. A lot of people hated that game. It was made by a different company than the first one, and it was like, honestly, if you go back and play Crackdown 2, it's like it plays a little bit like Sunset Overdrive without the grinding, but it's like it has like the same type of enemies, in my opinion. So yeah, like it'd be cool if they did. They had to make it backwards compatible though. So, the show was boring and trash. Stop being a slave, as they announced was indies and Game Pass games. Just more Kingdom Hearts 3. Just Cause news. Hey, Rex, so you didn't hear Phil Spencer say that Ninja Theory was announcing their game next year, or that they bought 2 new studios, and that's, to you, not big news? You're not a Forza Horizon fan, so you didn't like the idea that they announced their biggest expansion ever? Like, I thought that was awesome. You didn't like Crackdown 3? Come on, man. Did you not watch the same show as me, Rex? Come on, bro. Get with the times, man. Now, I'm not saying wait till E3. Dude, I already said next year. They already have their lineup set, man. I'm good with that. Let's see. Fortune Island looked amazing, dude. It looks absolutely amazing. I didn't even see your response, Rex. So yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing, Rex. I am nothing but cordial to you. You come on my channel and you trash talk and you troll, and I put up with it. And I've done nothing but responded nicely to you, even in my chat, man. And you still continue it, man. How about be a decent human, have a conversation? You know, like I said, man, I gave you a good response, and I didn't see any response from you. So yeah. Their mic drop moment, I think, was the studios. I think Obsidian was the big announcement, in my opinion. Let's see. GoldenEye. The problem with GoldenEye is the fact that Microsoft doesn't own that, Rare doesn't own that, Nintendo doesn't own that. I don't know who owns the James Bond IP right now. So I'm not sure. What do you think about the X being $399? I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be sell a lot of consoles. I think a lot of people are going to be able to jump in. So if Obsidian didn't get leaked, it would have been a lot bigger. Well, here's the thing. There was rumors that that was not happening at the last minute, and then people backed off on that because Obsidian obviously was there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. I hope they go and make something like they make PC, like those hardcore PC RPGs. I'm not really into those. So I'm hoping they go back and make something more like KOTOR 2 or Fallout New Vegas, something along those lines. Will the white Xbox One look like the Taco Bell version or different? It just looks white to me from the one that I saw. Obsidian making PC RPGs, you still feel that way, or do you think we'll get some AAA? I think that they need to do, honestly, AJ, I think that they're going to make the PC style RPGs, unfortunately. If you look at the two studios that they announced today, NXL, who do Bard's Tale and Wasteland games. And if you look at Obsidian, what they've done recently, um, they make those hardcore PC styles. And Microsoft did say that they want to try to appeal to the PC crowd a little bit more. I think those games are going to be on Xbox for sure. But I do think that those are more or less for the PC style to try to lure in people to Windows games a little bit more. Razer keyboards with dynamic lightings sounds awesome. Sure. Dude, the chat's moving too fast for me, Rex. I can't see your response. Hold on, let me see. You say, did you at me? If you added me, I didn't see it. If you said something about you're going to play Crackdown 3, then good. But you said that the show was bad, and I disagreed because I thought the Crackdown 3 stuff looked fantastic. To be honest with you, I was very pleased with what they showed there. So, I thought it was very cool looking. Obviously wasn't going to be as big as E3, but the fact that, look, I'm a fan of Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 4, so that was cool stuff to me. Hearing Phil say millions of people had Game Pass, that was cool. Hearing him say that, Ninja Theory would have something to announce next year, I thought that was cool. So I think it all comes down to perspective and what you actually liked. Can't wait to play Crackdown on my iPad. Go for it, man. More easy kills for me on that game, my friend. No new dude. Where are the OG backwards compatible games? I have no idea. I would love to do that. I hope that they actually do. I thought it was an 8 out of 10 too, bro. Xbox makes smart business decision based on longevity. You're not wrong. If you look at what they're doing, they're really setting themselves up. Crackdown 3 and Obsidian were the only good things within 2 hours. Well, I mean, if you're a Game Pass fan, I think they were some cool things. Or if you like backwards compatible stuff, because the Final Fantasy announcements I thought were pretty cool. Hey, man, I thought that the first 2 Kingdom Hearts games would end up on Xbox. I was wrong on that. Or if it does happen, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I don't know. I thought they were going to do it, man. I thought that they were going to, because they started talking to him, and he was saying stuff, and then I thought they were going to announce the Kingdom Hearts games, and they didn't. I was like, they announced Final Fantasy instead, which a lot of people like Final Fantasy, but it is, hey, I thought it was a good show, man. If you didn't, then that's on you. It's called opinions, my friend. Talk about the disappointment of the PS Classic. What a letdown. Dude, I was not impressed with this thing to begin with. For a lot of reasons. It was a cash grab. Sony said nobody wants to play those games anyway. So the fact that they came out that, I thought it was funny. And then, of course, obviously it's, just not a great situation. So, let's see. Everyone thinking they were going to put on. No, like they said, it's an Inside Xbox, and they did it was much better than any other Inside Xbox that they ever had. So the Microsoft hate business is nobody's fault but Microsoft's fault. Hey, guy, what had Microsoft done to get hate right now, or it's particularly the Xbox? What has the Xbox brand done to get what's your name? Damn Good 75. What has the Xbox brand done to get hate in the last 3-4 years? Please tell me. I would love to know. Please don't disappear from the chat, because I would love to know what the Xbox brand has done to get hate over the last 3 to 4 years. What did they do, guy? What did they do? I would just absolutely love to know. Like, I don't see you typing anything. What are you gonna last 3 to 4 years, man, or since Phil took over? What has Xbox done? No good games. Insane. Didn't they just release a 90+ rated racing game? And I would say that good is subjective too, because a lot of people obviously like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. So, yeah. Didn't they just come out with the most powerful console ever? Didn't they just give us Game Pass? I mean, aren't those good things? What have they done? It's just like to deserve, and you think that's deserving of hate? Like, I can understand you're indifferent or you wish that they could give you more games, but you think it's deserving of hate? Interesting. We get Forza every year. We need new games. So you don't think those new studios are going to give us any new games, guy? Is that what you're saying? They're just like playing cards. Interesting. Um, let's see. What do we got here? For me, there's more to Xbox and exclusives. Exactly. No Ashen, no Below, no Yaku. Dude, why are you even still talking, guy? Because you haven't given me an answer why people should be hating Xbox over the last 3 or 4 years. No, man, it's an open dialogue, man. I don't mind. I like talking to you guys, man. I don't care if you're a PlayStation dude or an Xbox dude, man. I have nothing to. It doesn't really matter to me. I actually like hearing some of the responses. Microsoft has no backbone. They're a reactionary company, no innovation. So when Microsoft came out with the original Xbox and decided to put a high-speed modem right into the box when nobody else was, that was no backbone, no innovation. When they added a hard drive to the Xbox, no backbone, no innovation. When they came out with the Xbox 360 and did party chat achievements, no backbone, no innovation, right? When they started putting, when they're doing this cloud destruction stuff and, giving us options like Game Pass, that's no backbone, no innovation. Come on, guy. Let's go. Do you think any new games will come out of these new studios this gen? I think that the games are going to be they're going to work on the X and whatever they come out with next gen as well. If I had $1 for every hater you come across, I'd be rich. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. Here's the thing, man. Life is too short to hate on people or to do any of that kind of stuff. Like this stuff is fun for me. YouTube is just like this goofy stuff that I do. I have this channel and I do like videos and it's all just entertainment and fun, man. Sometimes it's interesting to hear people's perspective and you just kind of scratch your head a bit. You know, as to what they're thinking, you know what I mean? Like you would really just kind of scratch your head and wonder what's going on because like the one guy said, he's like, oh, they deserve all the hate that they get. And I'm like, what has the Xbox brand done to get hate over the last 3 or 4 years? What, Insane XXL, dude, I have a PlayStation. I've played the exclusives on there and VR, man. Like there's nothing, I could never really go and play like the multiplats, man. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. Apologies. I think it's fine for people that like it, but for me personally, man, I could never get next to that whole PlayStation stuff. Atheist with Faith says put next gen on the wagon. He hooked on the blue dust. Put him on Pony Anonymous. Next gen's a good guy. The funny thing about him is, man, you know what his most played game is? It's Gears of War 4. I think he has like hundreds of hours into that game. He's got more hours in Gears 4 than me. So, I think he wishes that Microsoft had more games, but he's just an entertainer too. So, props to him for being entertaining. Actually, Justin, I didn't play 720p on my OG Xbox. I can't even think of but a handful of games that were 720p on that box. And I can't really think that I put much time into them either. Gears 4, that was 1080p on that box. Halo, I think that was what, 900p, something like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't really think of many. Even Forza was 1080p. Killer Instinct was like 900p. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of 720p on there. No, Middle Earth was 900p, guy. people speculated that it was 720p, but it wasn't. It was like 900. And now I just play in 4K. So yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I thought that it was really cool that we asked for a more powerful system and they came out with one. Like, what other company has been able to do that in such a short amount of time, right? Like, I think that's amazing that we wanted a better. Yeah, Battlefront was 720p. And boy, did people really make fun of that, right? Resolution does not make better graphics. No, but better textures do, my friend. And Xbox One X has better textures and filtering and all that kind of stuff. The Pro is a really good 1080p box. Yeah, the Pro is what they promised the regular PS4 to be, right? Because they were like 1080p. You know, it's all good. If you go back and look at Rise, Son of Rome, that game was better looking than anything on PS4 at launch. And everybody was so hung up with 900p versus 1080p that they didn't give it a chance. Like, honestly, then that's how the whole generation went. More games like Rise, Quantum Break, Ori. Yeah, I would love for them to do another Rise or Quantum Break. You know, I have a feeling that Cuphead 2 is going to be a thing. So, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Hey, I don't mind. I think the Pro is okay. I mean, it's a powerful console for what it is, but it's really just, to me, I look at that as their way of doing things for VR, to be honest with you. Like, the Pro makes VR so much better. It's not even funny, you know. It's not even funny. I think it's just like the games on VR are so much better on the Pro, and that's exactly what that was made for. And I think that the Xbox One X was made for games to actually run better. That's why there's so much more memory and stuff in there, right? It was made specifically to run games better at what, like 3 or 4 times the resolution as the original Xbox One, whereas the Pro isn't. You know, that's realistically, I think it's a VR thing. So, let's see. Alan Wake 2. Oh, I would love that. Sea of Thieves have sold 4 million. Yeah, well, they announced that there's 5 million players on there, which I thought was cool. You know, it's a good game if you like that kind of thing. You know, like, I realize not everybody is gonna like that, but at the end of the day, I still think that it's, you know, it's still a great game for me personally. I realize not everybody is into it, but I am, and that's what's important to me. You know, just how I feel about it. Some people like GT Sport or, you know, NAC, and who am I to say they can't? OG Xbox games. Do you think we'll ever hear about it again? I don't know. Nobody. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. See if we can get over 200. That'd be cool. Yeah, 4 million on State of Decay 2. And what was interesting was there was 4 million active players, which means that there's more than 4 million, that there's 4 million. Like, it isn't just somebody that turned it on and turned it off. It's they're active into that community, which is cool, man. I think the game's cool, but I'm just burnt out on the whole zombie thing. So it's really not into, you know, doing that kind of stuff. But for me personally, the Crackdown 3 footage, I thought that was awesome. Will I be buying the next Xbox? Not the streaming one, but I will always buy the hardware boxes and probably the PS5 as well. If they do like the VR stuff, like what's the rumors are, yeah, I'll definitely pick one up for sure. You guys know what? I'm having a little bit of problem with Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe you guys can help me out here. So I'm booting up Red Dead Redemption 2, and it just does the load. It keeps on doing different loading screens. And after a while, it'll let me press B and stuff, but it's still the loading screens. And I've reset my Xbox like 3 times. Interesting. I hope I don't have to uninstall and then reinstall that, because that game took me forever to install. Yeah, interesting. And I'm like on chapter 5, so I hate to think that I got that close and then I can't finish it out. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, the mouse and keyboard games weren't great. I'm not into mouse and keyboard anyway. So, yeah, Pillars of Eternity and Wasteland series. I have Wasteland 2, I think, on my Xbox. I don't trash Xbox or Sony products, man. I'm a gamer. I buy them all. Yeah, I'm an insider, man. Saying single player DLC just doesn't sell. I haven't read that article, so I don't know. My Red Dead is digital. Delete your save, start a new file, then quit and reload. Interesting. No, everything else loads. It's just Red Dead doesn't. Yeah, I'm a big PlayStation VR fan. I like VR. I know not a lot of people do, but I'm a fan. So if I had to ask you guys in the chat, what would be your grade for Xbox XO? Like, type it in the chat. What do you guys think? Like, if you had to add a 10, like I give it an 8 out of 10. What do you guys think? For the most part, be realistic. None of that 1 out of 10 stuff, because that's crazy. See, I can dig the 7s and even the 6s. That's fine. I think that's good. 9 out of 10, B plus 7, 6 out of 10, 7. Okay, maybe so a little bit better than average for most people, which I think is cool. You know, I don't think Microsoft was going for a whole E3 type situation here, but yeah, I did think that was pretty cool. What overall, I like what they did. You know, obviously not everybody is gonna be as thrilled or as happy about it, but for me personally, I thought it was really cool. And I, you know what? Hey, props to them for trying a little bit of something huge. I actually, dude, the crowd, they really love the Xbox there. It's like in Brazil as well. They love the Xbox, man, and so it was really nice to see what they have in store. He says, what is there to look forward to in 2019? Well, Crackdown 3, Battletoads, Ori 2, Gears of War 5, you know, just to name a few. I think that those are things to really look forward to. If you're an Xbox fan, you have a lot of stuff to look forward to next year. You know, plus there's going to be announcements next year as well. Like that's the real question, right? Like, what is Microsoft going to have to announce? You know, outside of the stuff that we're going to be able to. The Elite controller is awesome. I have the new white one as well. Delete my gamer profile and create it again. All your games will pull saves off of Xbox Live, and it fixes it. So, all right, I'll have to check that out. I don't know if we're going to have. It'll be interesting to see what they do next year, though. There's not going to be a Forza Motorsport 7 or 8 or whatever, because they're working on Forza 7 still. They already said that that's not going to happen. The Elite controller is awesome. I have not gotten tired of Halo, Gears, and Forza. Those are the reason why I buy Xbox, to be honest with you. And I haven't had a Halo game in it'll be 5 years by the time we get another one. And Gears, I love this. My favorite game, and Forza, that's my favorite racing series. And this last one, Forza Horizon 4, is my absolute favorite. Just like with PlayStation, the games that I like on there are Uncharted and God of War. Lady Foxfire, what's up? Hey. Yeah, so that's the reason why I buy Nintendo for Mario and, you know, Smash Brothers and Mario Kart and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I buy PlayStation for that certain kind of stuff. I think that I've gotten a good mix of stuff with Xbox this year. They've done more than just Halo, Gears, and Forza. It's just that a lot of people are kind of iffy on the other stuff, right? Right away, I was the Killer Instincts and Dead Rising and Rise and Titanfall and Sunset Overdrive and Quantum Break, Recore. You know, I was into I like these games. Recore is kind of bad, but you know, I've given tons of these games chances, you know, and I think that what they're doing is they're on the right path. So yeah, everybody knows Foxy. They're like, hey Foxy, what's up? Let's see. Any other questions? My favorite number one PS4 exclusive and Xbox exclusive. PS4 exclusive. Oh, God of War. And Xbox, I would say probably Gears 4. Crapgamer is very patient when it comes to the crap people give him. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I can sit there and be a jerk to everybody, but that really gets you nowhere, man. People still are in this mode that I'm like this thing that I'm not, right? And I try to touch base with people as much as I can. You know, you can't change people's minds, but you know, maybe get people to just at least maybe show a little bit of respect, because I've done nothing but showed everybody respect in the chat. I haven't banned anybody today. I haven't said anything. So Resident Evil 2 will play best on the X. Yeah. The Japanese support has been, I am happy with the support they've given. Like, I played Nier. I thought that was pretty good. You know, NXL was a surprise. Yeah, it was. DMC5 crap. Hey, I think that game looks good in 4K 60 too. Let's Let's see. Into this chat. Yep, that's right. Are you going to give Anthem a shot? I am going to get Anthem, man. I am. I'm going to try it out. I'm hoping it's better than Destiny, because Destiny's not my jam for whatever reason. Devil May Cry 5 looks good. I haven't really been able to get into that series, but it looks really, really good. So, yeah, I mean, PlayStation 5, I'm sure it's going to look good. I mean, those games, I'm not sure when they'll come out. They could come out a few years into the cycle. So I'm not sure if it's something that I'll get like right away, but what's my worst exclusive Xbox game? I would say Recore. Like, I liked that game at first, but then it was just bad. And then it got better, I suppose, with the you know, I suppose it got better with an update, but it was already lost on me by that point. So yeah, it's like, go search for the cores, man. I'm not good at games at where you got to go searching for stuff a lot. You know what I mean? Like, oh, go find this or go find that. So, Black Desert Online beta is still out. Yeah. No, they didn't announce Scarlet, but they did talk about a powerful next gen. Bendy and the Ink Machine. If you like BioShock and Cuphead, you'll love it. Yeah, I saw that. I think probably just because the graphical style of that game, people probably aren't going to be into that, or they won't admit it. It's like, unless it's super hardcore looking, then people won't be excited about it. For me personally, I thought it looked pretty cool, but I can see why people probably aren't going to be like extremely pumped up about it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anything else? You guys got any other stuff? Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Let's see if we can get over 200. What do you think about what do I think about the Metacritic for Crackdown 3? I think it's going to get 78. If I had to guess just one. Dirt Griggity says, definitely was some good info, but I think us Xbox dudes overhyped it. Still love my Xbox. You know what? I'd rather be a little bit overhyped than underhyped. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. I think that, we all want to be, and we can give them feedback too, as well as that. But I still think that the announcements of the studios kind of saved it. So, yeah, I think, 78 for Crackdown 3, somewhere in 78 to 80. And I think that'll be much better than what most people predicted. What if the PS5 is more powerful than the next Xbox? I don't think it's going to be. Well, I won't know what Mooch thinks about the show until he gets back. I think he gets back tomorrow or Monday. See if Thieves needs to have Goonies DLC. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. You know what? I like the Sea of Thieves arena stuff. It looked really cool and fast paced as well. So, could a Quantum Break sequel ever come? You never know. I think HoloLens is too expensive for the average person. Foxy likes Jump Force Crackdown 3. Oh, you're back on the Crackdown 3 bandwagon, Foxy. Nice to see. Gears 5. Let's see. Yeah, I think, Phil Spencer made a point of pointing out that Xbox will try to keep the power narrative in their favor. What's your guess on the next non-Microsoft Studios AAA on Game Pass? Man, I don't know. You know what? I would wager that I would think that it was going to be that new Metro game. I think by the middle of next year, that Metro game is going to be on Game Pass. Yes, I have Fallout 76. I mooched a copy. I am going to try it. Me and Mooch are going to play it. We got a group of people we're going to play it with. See how it is. I'm excited for it. Hey, we're one like away from 200. Let's see if we can get it. Do I think Crackdown 3 will be great on Game Pass? I do. I think people are going to try it there, right? I don't think it's going to sell great, but I think people are going to try it on Game Pass and be pleasantly surprised. And I think that that's really cool. Have I ever played NFL Blitz? Are you kidding me? I got that on Dreamcast right here, man, sitting right next to me. Love NFL Blitz. I'm surprised that the NFL allowed their license on that game, though, because you hit people late and everything. Like, you would never get away with that these days. You think they're going to announce anything new tomorrow? There is the Gears 5 panel and stuff, so I think so, man. I think so. NFL Blitz is awesome. Yeah, I agree 100%. Hell yeah. Team Xbox, that's what's up. Heck yeah, people. Team Xbox. And yeah, my throat's getting a little bit sore. So crap, you're doing a good damn job. Keep it up. Thanks. Hey, no problem, man. I really appreciate you guys. Even the haters and stuff, man. Everybody kept it relatively clean. I'm all about it, man. Even if you're a PlayStation dude, you know, it's fine, man. I'm willing to have an open dialogue with you, man. I'm not like a hater. I'm not unreasonable at all. You know, if we want, I like talking video games, whether you agree with me or not, it's okay. So, first ever game you played on Xbox Live ever? I played NFL 2K, 2K3 maybe, 2K2, one of those NFL 2K games. Yeah. Was one of those games you were playing without official franchise's name on it XO compatible? No, that was NFL, or that was All Pro Football 2K7, and that was just a 360 game. And then one day I just started recording some 360 footage, and I thought it was cool, so I just did that. So, yeah, go ahead and hit that like button. I really appreciate it, and I'll be back tomorrow, probably on BGST and some other stuff as well. So. Hit the I think BGST tomorrow, probably around 7:30, and then me and Mooch might be doing something as well Monday, just to kind of recap what he thought of the show and stuff. So I really appreciate you guys coming out and supporting it and stuff. You know, I really do. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Go play some Red Dead. I'm gonna see if I can't get my Red Dead 2 working again. Peace out. Rack 'em up.